With the dolls, I got a real problem, fellas, because this is not 12 Angry Men, but like it looks a lot like 12 Angry Men, but it's not 12 Angry Men. This looks like they're playing cow pie bingo. Have you ever seen cow pie bingo? That's where like you had to do stuff in the rural areas to entertain yourself. They would grid out a field like this, and you would put money on the square where you thought a cow was going to poop first. It was basically like a lottery with more rigmarole. I know this is not 12 Angry Men, but I'm going to put it in here anyway. Mr. Bill Goes to Washington. The heck are we doing here, man? It's not Patton, I'll tell you that much. Battle of the Bulge. Oh, shit. The Man from Earth? Is this like Klaxu or whatever his name is? Is this the War of the Worlds? 1952? The Twilight Zone movie? No, wait, we already got in trouble for the John Landis shit earlier. Maybe it's the other War of the Worlds? Dude, that's the man from... Oh, The Day the Earth Stood Still, not the Man from Earth. Oh. That's right. There's three movies I get confused. The Man from Earth is the one Apollo said, I gotta log something that NL hasn't seen. I haven't seen it, but I read the Wikipedia synopsis. A dude who looks like me goes to a party and is like, surprise, I'm a caveman or whatever, right? The Day the Earth Stood Still, which is this one, and then the Keanu Reeves one. And then there's also the Billy Bob Thornton one that's in black and white. You know what I'm talking about? That one is called The Man. Not Sling Blade, but that's a good one. I am to kill you with. The Man Who Wasn't There. Thank you. The Man Who Knew Too Much. That's Bill Murray. No, wait, sorry. That's the original. The parody is The Man Who Knew Too Little with Bill Murray. There's just there's too many movies about men. That's what I'm trying to say. Loved Sling Blade when I was 9. I got to see it again. That movie, I was like 10 when it came out. It made big waves, right? Nobody talks about it anymore. Nobody talks about Sling Blade anymore. They only talk about Fargo Season 1, which is a great season, don't get me wrong. But maybe it's time to go back and reevaluate. That's how I felt when I was watching The Sopranos today. And Tony's talking to his therapist, and his therapist goes, listen, I don't need this in my life. I've seen Analyze That. I was like, that's made for me, man. Because none of you Gen Z punks in the chat, you don't know shit about Analyze That. You don't know shit about Billy Crystal, okay? You don't know shit about that. In 1998 or so, Analyze That, everybody was talking about that. Analyze That and Mickey Blue Eyes. You couldn't shake a stick without people being like, hey, have you seen Mickey Blue Eyes? It's hilarious. Have you seen Analyze That? It's hilarious. You don't get it, man. You just don't get it. Wasn't it Analyze This? Well, there's two of them. No, I don't shake my head whenever Tony does something problematic. He's under a lot of stress. Okay, I don't watch them yearly. That's crazy. Also, it's a TV show. That's true. What? The most annoying guy you knew in 2001? Christopher, on the other hand, man, he's got to slow down, man. Doesn't he know the candle that burns twice as fast burns out twice as fast? Herman Moore received a lot of passes for this NFC team. Yeah, that's the Panthers, man. Tom Thibodeau was head assistant. Head assistant? Okay, dude. That's a funny-ass job title. You're not the dude sucking the dick. You're the dude assisting the dude who's sucking the dick. All right, sure, whatever, man. Atlanta Hawks, I don't know. Ball fondler for the Atlanta Hawks. This player crushed 45 home runs in only 119 games while splitting time with the Tigers and the Diamondbacks. This Maglio Ordonez. One of these days, man. This former U.S. Speaker of the House took an early delegate lead in the 2012 Republican primaries when he won South Carolina. Any chance you're John Boehner? U.S. Speaker of the House. Tom DeLay. Boehner. John Boehner? Are you John Oh, that stung, man. Paul Ryan? Newt Gingrich. I don't remember the 2012 primaries that well. I remember the 2016 primaries very well, unfortunately. That's Andrew Garfield. And I think that's Jessica Chastain, but I got to do my rigorous facial analysis first. I think you're Chastain with Garfield's eyebrows. I think they tried to... Oh, no, man. Oh, no. Oh, no. This brand of gourmet chocolate's logo features a gold dragon. Lint. Oh, shit. Okay, we're in there. Seth Rogen and Jason Mantzoukas played reoccurring characters Dirty Randy and Raffi on this FX comedy. Perhaps that's The League. I've never seen it, but that sounded right. Based on a Japanese manga, yeah, that's Battle Angel Alita, or whatever. What band composed the theme song for The Big Bang Theory? I think it's They Might Be Giants, right? No? TMBG? Because I know it's the Earth goes over, and that's how we found you. And that's how we found you. Oh, Bare Naked Ladies! It must be it's the Canadian They Might Be Giants. Yeah, okay. I was like, it's like a goofy ass band that has a couple of good songs. No disrespect to either band, both of which I like. Fake Canadian? I'll be 100% sincere with you. The only Big Bang Theory episode I've ever seen in my life was on the treadmill at the gym on mute. And the clip of the lady being like, Sheldon, she's a physicist. And then Sheldon goes, oh, please, the only way she could have a contribution to the scientific community is if they resume sending chimps into outer space. Bazinga. Which is kind of, everyone's like, that's not funny. If Winston Churchill said that shit, you would be bowled over in laughter. You would be rolling on the floor. Pope John Paul III, thank you for the gifted subscriptions and congratulations, by the way. Winston Churchill shit pisses me off. That's millennials have to take ownership for that. Because we kind of like deified Winston Churchill as a master of dialogue, irrespective of his opinions and acumen in wartime planning. That lady was always saying stuff like, hey, the fate of the free world depends on you. Maybe you shouldn't drink a pint of brandy for breakfast. And he said, if I was married to you, I would kill myself. And everyone's like, damn, Winston from the top rope, man. She was trying to help you, buddy. She was literally trying to explain the gravity of the situation to you. He did say, get me a coffee. Alcoholics stay winning. Oh, man. He was built different? Yeah, I've seen pictures. He was built real different. We're going to get this. Famous podcast? Famous Johns? John Yard? These are all Johns. That's not fair. Frank Ocean? Frank Jones? Mike Jones? Mike Wick? Chop Dice? Cup, pencil, dice, scorecard. Yahtzee implements. Oh, shit. Okay. Bond. Candle. It's not going to... Candle wick is too easy. Things with a stick. Chopstick, candlestick, joystick, yardstick. Holy shit. Compose, pen, author, write. That's a pseudo Mariah, by the way. This is to write something. To utilize the written word. And then these are all Billies? That doesn't make sense. These are secret agents? Danny's? Heroes of action movie franchises. That makes sense. That makes sense. That was a good connections today. Easiest connections in a while? Buddy. You didn't have Yahtzee on the brain like me. You needed a real cuphead like me to get that one right away. Adjective that rhymes with sheesh or pitch, depending on who you ask. Colossal squid? Like some caterpillars. Hungry. Some spouses. Wives? Bill's time-traveling partner. Letters meaning don't click this in public. You can take this job and shove it. I quit. Feature of a winding road. Curve. Added to the payroll. Hired. Oh no. Dryer's ice cream on the East Coast. Niche. Furry. Of course, man. Of course. You know what I haven't seen in a long time? People getting mad online that something benign was marked not safe for work. That used to be like a 2009 internet classic. There would be a post that was like marked not safe for work, and then you'd click on it and it would be text, and the top comment would always be, "Hey, I waited until I got home from work to click on this, and then there weren't even any boobies in it. What's going on with that? You baited me, man. You baited me." They don't do that anymore. I guess because they could just look at the boobies on their phone instead of on their work computer. Which is probably the better way to do it if I had to guess. Why does this stuff taste so good, man? Do you have a hot rod in the United States? It's like a little pepperoni stick you would buy at the cashier at the gas station. They perfected that recipe like 150 years ago, man. And you're right, salt and meat, it's good stuff. They're not called hot rods, they're called Slim Jims. Okay, that makes sense. Snap into a Slim Jim. It's crazy to me that you can just keep the hot rods, the convenience store I used to buy them from, they weren't even wrapped or anything. Like they would just, I don't know how long they stayed good for, but they would just keep them in the jar at the counter. At least the Slim Jims have like the cheese string package, right? Age 12, go to the convenience store, buy 2 or 3 of those for a snack. Go home and drink like a liter of mango juice from concentrate. Be like, what the hell? Where's my abs? Where's my abs? 2.25 pounds of beef snack sticks. Also, I don't think this is the color of beef. That's the other thing I want to add here. This is the color of pork. This is not the color of beef. Beef is like, it's darker than that. Something's not right, but I want some. Try eating that today. Your stomach's going to look like Vesuvius. Sopranos Season 1, Episode 1 reference. Sopranos Season 1, Episode 1 reference. I know what you're talking about. They blew that bitch up, allegedly. Nobody tell Artie Bucco, Livia Soprano, I'm looking at you. There's no reason for that. Artie's a good man. He's playing it straight. He's on the right side of the law. $3 a pound. $8.99 for the plastic. $7.99 bumped up $1. Oh, never mind. Holy cow. There's no real meat in there, and that's okay. He saved England. In this house, Winston Churchill's a hero. What's the other one? It's like, if you were my husband, I'd poison your wine. Madam, if you were my wife, I would drink it. What's the other classic Winston Churchill one? England is my city. That's right. I forgot about that. Oh, that's right. When I wake up in the morning, I'll be sober, but you're still going to be ugly or whatever. That's the one. Mr. Churchill, you're drunk. Yes, but in the morning, I'll be sober. You'll still be ugly. She's literally just saying facts, man. Like, what? She didn't even do anything. Doesn't make sense. So he was it's just steeped with vitriol, man. That's true. Also, he was ugly. That's crazy, man. It'd always be an ugly prime when an ugly ass prime minister says twinsies. No, the fuck we in it. Is that how British works? More or less. I'll take that. Gotta learn some more about England. If only there was a podcast about that. If only there was a podcast about that. It sounds shit, LOL. Okay, just for that. Closer than my average guess. Closer than my average guess. What's this bad boy again? That's Greece. Greece is warmer by a little bit. That, to me, that strikes me as Tunisian core. Never mind. That strikes me as Belarusian core. Doesn't make any sense. Belarus, Greece, Tunisia. Maybe we triangulate. Belarus is closer. Triangulate to like here, which is a country that is known as Kuwait. It doesn't make any sense. Maybe to here. Maybe it's like a Tajikistan that's adjacent. Kyrgyzstan. Fuck you, man. That's Mongolia. Little country by the name of China. Yeah, that's right. Little country by the name of China. We take that. Should remember, you should always guess the bigger country in the region. It gives you more, well, I don't know. Would you rather know it's more adjacent? Do you think I'd be welcomed in China with open arms? With open arms, whatever, whenever I go to Beijing, I'll be there. With open arms and open ass, yeah. Remember, we need to bring back Incubus, man. Gotta expand my travel horizons. By the way, can I just say something? I want to reverse my opinion on Chris Hemsworth from yesterday. I said he had aura because he's in Furiosa. Then I said, maybe he doesn't have aura because he's in all those Dubai travel ads. It was on my phone this morning. Guess who was trying to sell me Meta Ray-Bans that have Mark Zuckerberg's malevolent AI baked right into the frames? And I'm starting, to be honest with you, I think it's possible Chris Hemsworth has now lost more aura than he gained from being Dementis the Red. I'm not saying he's evil. I'm just saying, listen, I do sponsored streams, okay? But I think we need to make selling out bad again. I say that knowing that it makes me hypocritical, but the rose has turned and selling out. People go, everyone's got to hustle these days, even rich people. And that has opened the door for too much selling out, perhaps even myself included. We need to start shaming artists for selling out again. Because for me, I mean, like, the dude he was Thor like 11 times. You don't need to do anything else, man. You can just do fun stuff. You don't need to do the Meta Ray-Bans. You don't need to do the Dubai travel ads or whatever. You were Thor in like 20 movies. Matthew McConaughey, you don't need to be in, what are the ads that he's in again? It's for like Salesforce. Matthew McConaughey, you don't need to be in the Salesforce ads, man. That's crazy. Woody Harrelson, sure, man. Because he does some, not to glaze Woody, he does some more artful projects, you know? I don't think he got paid that much for Triangle of Sadness. The shit is like 80% in Swedish or whatever. What was I talking about? I forgot. We need to go back to like, and don't even get me started at John Hamm, okay? Did he light a dude's dick on fire in college? I don't know. I wasn't there. I was probably like -17, okay, when it happened. And don't say he's never been good. He was obviously good in Mad Men. But he's in ads for everything now, man. He should be getting yelled at on the street saying, bro, you were Don Draper. The hell are you doing selling Skip the Dishes? We got to go back to the days where some dude or lady that you never saw before in your entire life was repping like a Fortune 500 company. Instead of Jennifer Garner trying to get me to sign up for a credit card that has like 22% interest APY. You were Elektra. You were in Deadpool versus Wolverine. You were in Yes Day. You were in Alias. Just chill. Glad I knocked the sponsor stream out yesterday. Could have done it today instead. Would have seemed even more hypocritical, but saw John Hamm at the grocery store. He looked still hot, but also more hungover than anyone I've ever seen. That shit pisses me off. There's guys out there for like whom being an alcoholic actually like increases their aura. Ben Affleck, for example, that shit pisses me off. But he'll be sober in the morning. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Maybe Winston Churchill was onto something. This is like Namibia, man. Honestly, I just can't be fucked today. I don't know. Get me out of here. Box office game. Now we're talking June 20th. June 20th, 1997. Now we're talking 97. I was 8. I was 8 years old. This, with Warner Brothers, I feel like this could be Batman and Robin, but I also feel like this shit came out in 1998. Who's the director? It's Batman and Robin, bro. Damn, son, that's crazy. I had my eyes wide open when Final Fantasy VII was on the scene. Let's put it that way. TriStar had a $21 million opening, starring Julia Roberts in 97. That feels like my best friend's wedding. That was a big movie. Dermot Mulroney, P.J. Hogan, of course. Touchstone had a 33% drop-off with a $67 million film starring Nicolas Cage from 97. That's like post Face Off. I want to see the genre quick. That could be like Snake Eyes. It could be 8mm. It could be Con Air. Yeah, okay. Those were some deep pulls there, to be honest, with the snake eyes. And Universal, 36% drop off in week 5. This movie was breaking records. 204 million domestic on its 5th week. Post Titanic. 204 million domestic is crazy though. Oh, it's Independence. No, that doesn't make sense. It's Jurassic Park 2. Yeah, Independence Day would have been July 4th. No wonder it was making so much money. And this is a big week at the multiplex, man. $30 million week 2. Bad Legs, Sandra Bullock, 97. The genre is action, adventure, thriller. It's like The Net. Speed 2, maybe? I guess Speed 2 Cruise Control might have come out around then. It's crazy. Do you not normally have like another score in here or something? What happened? Am I the first person to do it today? Like, I felt like we kind of put down a banger score. Oh, the average is right there. Ah! It's crazy that a piece of garbage like Speed 2 only fell 54%, man. People back then weren't on YouTube Shorts. Take me back, man. Well, take me back to Speed. That was a hell of a movie. Cans! It was just cans! Punch Drunk Love to Friday. You know you're getting old, because to me, Ice Cube looks like he's in like the 11th grade in this picture, man. Like he was probably 20 in 1988. So he's 20 years older than me, and he looks like he's 15 here, which means he's probably like 24. Because I'm 36. Anyway, sorry. Punch Drunk Love. Ice Cube. Let me think about this for a second. There's a path to Kino Cinema. It's Ice Cube, 21 Jump Street, Jonah Hill, and then you've got access to like Leonardo DiCaprio, Michael Cera, of course, Steve Carell, Catherine Keener, and then Adam Sandler, of course. You usually go funny people. You could also go okay, hear me out. What about Philip Seymour Hoffman? 2, Boogie Nights. Mark Wahlberg, The Departed, Leonardo DiCaprio, Wolf of Wall Street, Jonah Hill, 21 Jump Street, Ice Cube Friday. We can set a hot lap here. It's not 2, but it's a hot lap. Are you ready? Philip Seymour Hoffman. Sorry, I'm crashing out because someone said Philip Seymour Hoffman's in Moneyball, which is fucking true. But I got to stick with my original line. He's a very pivotal part of Moneyball. This is my line, okay? There are many like it, but this one's mine. Where did I say I was going here? 21 Jump Street, Ice Cube is not for the pop charts. Can I just say something here? I just want to go back to 21 Jump Street. This is going to slow us down. Man, like, it's corny. It's just a little corny. You're like 55 years old or something. Like, he's mad? Brother, he's in Are We There Yet and Are We Done Yet? Like, what's he doing? There's no need for this. He could just smile. Or like, he could just have like a neutral face like Chris Parnell or something. Or Dax Flame. Like, he doesn't need to be so... He's putting on airs is what I'm trying to say. He's putting on airs. This guy might be AI. This guy, there's 10,000 of this guy in the stands when you're playing NHL 15. And they're all cheering like this. There's just something about, I'm not saying he's not handsome. I'm just saying He has EA crowd face. Could be worse. Could be Winston Churchill. Where was I going? Oh, 21 Jump Street Ice Cube, 21 Jump Street Ice Cube, 21 Jumps. No, Friday. Friday is what we'd probably put in next here. I don't think we need to go back to 21 Jump Street again. That was only 2 minutes? Oh, dude, Tommy Lister Jr. is in Little Nicky. He plays like a basketball player that I think Reese Ifans possesses. Get in the vial. What does he say? Adrian, get in the vial. Get in the flask. That's it. Adrian, get in the flask. Good impression. You just gotta bite your cheek a little bit. Popeye's chicken is the shiznit. Real talk, though, when Alan Covert is grilling Little Nicky for stealing his Diet Cokes, that's real, man. That's comedy. Then he cracks one and he goes, this Diet Coke tastes like Diet Pepsi. When the genius just flows through you, all you have to do is be a conduit for it. Some people are just born with it, man. I gotta watch Little Nicky again. White Smoke? Oh, did they invite Snoop Dogg to the conclave? There's a lot of... Dude, the late night monologues are gonna go crazy tonight. Maybe tonight's the one night a decade I tune in. The Cardinals are younger this time than they've ever been at a conclave before. That explains why, after only 36 hours without a telephone, they elected a new pope. They elected a new pope. Something like that. Stupid. I had to make sure I was only damaging my head and not my headphones. Took me a second to find the right trajectory. I'm not guessing games anymore, man. It's beneath us. We're going to Puckdoku instead. New York Islanders, 89.0 plus save percentage in their career. I honestly bet Rick DiPietro hit those numbers. Told you. Bully in a high school movie be like, you gonna finish that? Under 500 games played in their career. Yeah, I'm thinking that's Josh Hosong. That's my dude right there. New Jersey Devils, 89.0 plus save percentage in their career. Yeah, I'm thinking it's Cody Schneider, who's actually Corey Schneider. That's my dude right there. New Jersey Devils, under 500 games played in their career. Well, okay, you got it. Maybe, has this dude played under 500 games? Yes, Yegor Sharangovich. Then, of course, Calgary with an 80. I'm going to say Mike Ver. Oh, but you got to be risky, or you got to be careful with fucking goalies from the 80s, because they literally had like a ruler taped to their shins. I love... Sorry, I'm probably just going to put Mika Kiprasov here, which is hard to spell for me. That's my guy right there. I love, like, so Alexander Ovechkin broke the all-time goals record in the NHL, and they play all the Wayne Gretzky clips of how he scored his most noteworthy goals. Every goal that Alex Ovechkin scored is like he's fighting like within an inch of his life to get the puck in the net. And then every Gretzky clip is like him just clapping a slap shot from center ice, and the goalie like kicks out his leg and misses it. And then he goes like, hey! And then they're like, that's Wayne Gretzky with 8 goals and 4 assists tonight. Like, it's so fucked up, dude. I'm not saying Wayne Gretzky wasn't awesome at hockey, but like, what were they doing with the goalies back then, man? They weren't doing anything. Good save. Vernon had an 88.9 save percentage career. Oh, man. That's big. Flames, under 500 games played in his career. I mean, there's a lot here. Let me think for a second here. I'm going to say Kuzmenko. He's played under 500 games for sure, man. Andrei Kuzmenko. They still got him in the they got him wearing his dad's Canucks jersey, man. School photo tech. I got nothing. I've told this story before. The saga of Andrei Kuzmenko, if you don't care about sports, I promise, this story is still funny. He was ripping up the Russian league, and he wanted to defect to the National Hockey League. This was like 5 years ago. So you don't have to get drafted in that case. So teams started courting him, and it was down to Edmonton and Vancouver. And then they said in Vancouver, he went to Blue Water Cafe. Very nice restaurant. Half of it is like Japanese-inspired seafood, sashimi, sushi, stuff like that. The other half, more like European-inspired seafood, like baked fish and stuff like that. Great restaurant. Then when he went to Edmonton, they took him to Earl's. Chain sports bar. They took the dude to Earl's. You can guess where he signed with. He signed with the Vancouver Canucks. Scored like 35 goals in his first season. Second, in that offseason, he started to post fucked up workout videos. Like he was vacationing in Italy, and he was like running up and down the steps of like a rustic villa. And we were like, this guy's fucked, man. He's done. And then he came back and was ass, and we traded him. And now, like all ex-Canucks, he's ripping it up in the playoffs. Or I guess he's out now, but he was doing pretty well. And the rest of these, man, I don't really care, to be honest with you. I don't really care. So what did we learn? It's another burn after reading. You're not wrong. I did not lie about the story being funny. It's still a funny story, okay? Mark Ruffalo. Title contains a J, K, Q, X, or Z. Yeah, there's old dark water's gonna keep on moving, gonna keep on. 3 or more word title. 95 to 2015 is Collateral. 3 or more word title. Let me get an Eternal Sunshine. You know what? I mean, I'm just going to demonstrate. I know that he's in that. I'm going to say the kids are all right. The kids aren't. The kids are all right. Got it confused with the Offspring song briefly. Angela Bassett. 95 to 2015. The score. Now, this is going to have to be Wakanda Forever for me. Embarrassingly enough. 3 or more word title. How Stella Got Her Groove Back. I know 3 things about Angela Bassett. I actually know 4 things. She wasn't just in Wakanda Forever. She was in Black Panther as well. But you know what would be a better joke? She wasn't just in Wakanda Forever. She was in Black Panther 2. That would have been a better joke, but she did do The Thing, which is messed up because The Thing did all that shit to Wilford Brimley. And possibly Keith David. We don't know. I don't know. What's my interpretation of the end of The Thing? My interpretation is I don't care. The Thing has eroded man's trust in man, and as a result, there's no reason for McCready or Keith David to take any action at the end of the movie, even if it is just a dude sharing a drink with an alien. No, actually, the flask contains propane, so he's testing to see if the alien is pretending to be. What are you talking about, man? The hell are you talking about? Hey, The Thing, get in the flask. Get in the flask. He didn't. Unless. Daniel Craig. We're going to play this movie here. Never really looked at the poster before. You know what's crazy? More legs on an insect equals grosser, but centipedes are way grosser than millipedes. I don't know why, but my daughter, she's really into worms lately. So we were looking up bugs, and she was like, I don't like centipedes. And I was like, well, if you think centipedes are gross, wait till you get a look at this. And she was like, that's just a worm with legs. And she's right, by the way, like phylogenetically speaking. They are just worms with legs. But like something about the centipede having like less legs that are bigger is grosser than a millipede having more legs that are longer. I also thought millipede must be a joke. There must be no way that they have over 1,000 legs. Joke's on me. They found a millipede with 1,300 legs. That's crazy. Not all, the average was like 30 to 400 or something, but they found one with 1,300. That's crazy. Daniel Craig, 3 or more word title, 95 to 2015. That's layer cake. And they really should. I can't be the only guy who's like, how did this poster make it out of production? The shadow, it gives him a Hitler mustache. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. How did they let that get out? They couldn't have just lit him up a little bit more. They could have just get some more light on his face and cut the shadow a little bit. No, it doesn't. It looks a little bit like it. You're virtue signaling. That looks a little bit like a Hitler mustache. It's off center. Just one fucking diffused light right on his face wouldn't have been a problem. Yeah, Sienna Miller wasn't even in the fucking shot. They composited them later. They can't just bring up the light a little bit? Anyway. It's not a problem? Well, maybe you would have heard of the movie if it didn't have this fuck-ass poster. Daniel Craig, 3 or more word title. Okay, well, I mean, there's Glass Onion, which is what I'm going to play, because I don't know shit about Daniel Craig, apart from Glass Onion. I'll take my 17%. You know what? Now that I think about it, wasn't Daniel Craig in Lara Croft Tomb Raider? For someone who's been in movies, and Road to... No. Jude Law's Road to Perdition, unless Daniel Craig's in that too. Oh, he's in Cowboys and Aliens. I saw it in theaters. He is. They're both in Road to Perdition. I'm so sorry. Yeah, my friend in Korea, he really wanted to see Cowboys and Aliens in theaters, so we went and saw it. What's fucked up too is like we walked to the movie theater. It was like a 50-minute walk on the edge of not quite a highway because it had sidewalks, but basically a highway. It sucked ass. I just remembered the Man of Steel trailer was before it, and he leaned over and was like, "That looks so good." He's a good guy. I got nothing against him. It's just like there was a big whiff cinematically that day. Not a great movie. Hang on, I'm not a robot.
Toddler. A noun.
I know that one. When does my kid stop being a toddler? I don't think she's a toddler anymore. She's 4.5.
Peerless. A adjective meaning matchless.
5? 5 is the end of toddledom? Okay. Well, I mean, she can ride it out till 5. She's got time's on her side. Let's put it that way.
Goggles. A plural noun meaning explosive. A adjective meaning
So good.
webisode. A noun meaning
Okay, that's not a real word, Joss Whedon. Felicia Day, that's not a real word, but fair enough. That's a portmanteau. It's a different, until it's in the dictionary, it doesn't count.
unison. A noun correctional. A noun meaning the action. Somatotype. A noun meaning body type, physique.
Nice try.
Credulity. A noun meaning readiness.
Now we're getting into some audacious words.
Convulsive. A adjective meaning constituting or producing a convulsion.
Almost did consolvative. Okay, ready? This is for all the marbles.
Fouette. A noun meaning a quick whipping movement of the raised leg in ballet, usually accompanying a pirouette.
Oh! Oh, I thought for sure it'd be Fouet. Could be Fuet or Fouette.
Lidocaine. A noun meaning a...
Thing about English, there's only like 50 words.
Singapore.
That is not a hard word, by the way.
Adelie.
That
a noun
is.
meaning a small Antarctic penguin. Pygoscelis adelia. Called also Adelie.
No. I've seen this.
Land, Antarctica is named after
It's like that. Yeah, I've been to the aquarium so many times. I know all about the rockhopper penguins and the Adelaides.
Fortissimo, a adverb or adjective.
Missed one. I can live with that. That's tough, man, because that's not even really an English word, to be honest, but anyway, that was spell check. I got all the English words right. I think that's pretty good. What the hell? NL plays games so well or so badly that it doesn't matter. I enjoy watching the content and enjoy trying the games that he promotes. Suck it. What the hell? Why'd you tell me to suck it? Isn't that like a Deftones song? Also on Fortnite Talk Show last night, the insane Albertan guy who said that his dream this year was to see a Deftones song. And then Luke asked him to name a Deftones song, and it took him like 30 seconds to come up with the name of one Deftones song. Like his dream was to see this band that he didn't even really know the catalog of at all. There's a lot of individuals out there. It was a little bit of a nightmare. I felt good because like within 3 words I said Canadian spotted, and he didn't drop that intel until like maybe 9-10 minutes into the interview. I was like, I didn't put anything in chat. I didn't go told you, but I could smell it coming off the screen. It takes one to know one, man. They were real when they came up with that phrase. And you know the worst part is I don't even want to say it because it makes me a rat. But he did say something to me. It was like he said, "I don't get out much," but he said he was like suppressing the Canadian oot. It's like 50 years ago, he would have been like, "I don't get oot much." But he had Americanized it probably because it seems like he had been watching like quite a lot of Joe Rogan, would be my guess. Or like Dan Bongino, or whatever the guy who's in charge of all the federal police in the United States is called now. This to me looks like it's from a country like Georgia. Southwest of Georgia. Violence at high noon. Southwest of Georgia. You guys fucking with Robbie Robertson? Florida. That's a fucking funny answer. I'm going to say this is Egypt. Sagan Dolma. That sounds like Greece, man. Dolma is Greek, right? North of Greece? Serbia? Croatia? Croatia doesn't border Serbia? Oh, that's Bosnia and Herzegovina, man. 2,000 points down. Stingray and Sambal. That strikes me as, you know what? Banana leaf strikes me as Malaysia. We were right in every capacity. NL, you just said banana leaf because that's a Vancouver Malaysian restaurant. And cunning minds take information from all sources, man. Librarian, I bought some sambal from the farmer's market. I got a free sample of it, and it was spicy as fuck. And then she said, "How do you like it?" And I said, "It's great. I'll take a jar." But it was mostly because I didn't want her to think that she mogged me. I want her to know she didn't beat me. Pizza. Onion, a savory pie featuring a short crust base. Pairs well with a glass of young white wine or cider. This is a frozen pizza from Western Family. I don't know what to say, man. This is when you get to the pizza restaurant and then the menu says flatbread. This is what they bring to you. I don't know what else to say. Seasoned with quark? Isn't that like some Stephen Hawking shit? Caraway seeds. Caraway seeds is like Northern European to me. Any chance you're like Denmark? Any chance you're Germany because you border Denmark to the south? That's a Zwiebelkuchen. Kuchen? Kuchen? Zwiebelkuchen. I would be so at home in Germany, dude. I just feel like we'd understand each other over there. Like, I had to ask if I'd be welcome as a tourist in China. I think in Germany, they would be like, get in here. Get this man a sausage. They don't want to know my... Listen, I'm not a huge fan of the currywurst, and apparently that's like a sacrosanct food in Germany, but they wouldn't like you? I think they'd like me in Germany. Lots of bald people there, right? I've done some scenic rides there. Seems like they've embraced baldness. They would. I'm from there. I appreciate that. They're going through some things right now. Buddy, everywhere's going through some things right now. Any country that comes up, people are going krungo. There's like no country that people don't krungo, man. We got an urban-rural divide throughout the entire earth, okay? What about Norway? Their sovereign wealth fund is based on extracted petroleum, bitch. Based. Drill, baby, drill, right? Oh, when Sarah Palin does it, though, it's, hey, somebody quick, make fun of her on Saturday Night Live, get Tina Fey into the makeup room. And their food is bad? You shut your mouth. I love pickled fish. Bob Dylan is the new pope? That would be crazy. I'm pickled fish. Morty, that's good. Morty, I'm pickled fish. I'm pickled fish, Morty. Bleh. What a show, man. It's great. I know that the downfall of Rick and Morty can't be traced to a single event. Like, the world is a complicated place. But real talk, how much equity damage did that kid jumping on the McDonald's counter and begging for the Szechuan sauce do to Cartoon Network? He must, like, long term, he must have cost Cartoon Network like at least $25 to $50 million. Not just like more seasons of the show, possibly. The merch that they would have sold, you know, the long tail streaming rights that they would have had, like, that's crazy. Adult Swim? That's Cartoon Network, right? I don't know the corporate structure, but show's still getting renewed to this day. Renewed no-nos. Is it really? We don't get that in Canada. I think you have to wait like 6 months to see new episodes of anything on Teletoon. Rafe finds one-word title. I don't want to play it because I think that it's too obvious. I don't want to play it. Actor or director? Angelina Jolie. Yeah. One-word title, Angelina Jolie. Gia. That's a tricky one, though. 2015 to 2025. That's like, I feel like that's post-Salt. I don't know what Angelina's been up to. From what I read on the subreddits, mostly like being a good mom. And or in the title. It's got to be Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Yeah, that's fair. 2015 to 2025. Post Salt, I think. Post Wanted. I know she was directing stuff, but I feel like I remember her directing Changeling, but that was like 2012 or something. Is it possible Salt is from 2015? No, man. No. Okay, Michelle Rodriguez. One word title. That's going to be Girl Fight. And in the title. Fast and the Fast and the Furious. 2015 to 2025. Let's go with Fast X. It's a good gig if you can get it. Rafe Fiennes 2015 to 2025. I mean, there's a lot. Oh, this has got to be Harry Potter. I couldn't think of anything else. He's probably in the Deathly Hallows Part 2, if I had to guess. 2015 to 2025. It was very obvious, but the aura would be to go the menu here and then come up with another Rafe Fiennes one-word title, but I can't think of it, man. I'm just gonna fill the grid to the... I'm gonna get a base hit today. Let's put it that way. I want to see results because I don't even know what this square could be. Maria. Maria's the most popular correct answer, and to be honest with you, I don't think I've ever heard of it. Marvel. Oh, she was in Eternals. I could have gotten Eternals, man. I could have gotten Eternals. I haven't seen it, but I could have gotten it. Alexander, she plays Hippolyta in Alexander. Or whatever who was the lady who had sex with a snake and then her kid conquered half the known world? What's her name? You know, Philip II of Macedon's wife? Olympia. Thank you, Olympia. I always forget her name. That was Cinematrix. You ever play Bracket City? Yeah, I think it's bad. I watched Chib crashing out while playing it too. I think they overcooked the dough. Really? It's fun? I think it's like how the CIA made the crack too strong. There's like no proof of it, but like I think that it was like a lab accident. The crack wasn't supposed to be that Moorish, but like you know, all of a sudden you move one molecular bond and give it a second chance. I watched Chibli crash out playing it for like 15 minutes, and I was like, that's why I stopped playing it. Anyway, the important thing is Castle Vetrano, they make olives, bro. Everyone knows that. Austrian countess and sometimes piano student Julie Gucciardi was the dedicatee of a famous moody piano piece by what composer? Frédéric Chopin? German soprano Elise Behrensfeld, a famous piano concerto by what composer? Mozart. Frederick Schiller's poem Ode to Joy. Oh, Beethoven, man. Beethoven. Meaning mine of gems, Ratnakara is a name for the Indian Ocean in the literature of what language? I don't want to answer this. People are going to think I'm stupid. Hindi? Oh, the roots of Indus in India are, and the Hindu in Hindi, Sindhu means river in what ancient language? Sanskrit? Sanskrit, okay. I thought, at first, for number one, I wanted to type Sanskrit. But then I thought you were going to make fun of me because it's like some shit from the movies or something. I honestly thought people were going to be like, that's Egypt! And I wouldn't have had any counter to that. If I knew a little bit more, I would have been like, this was all in possession of the Timurids in the 12th century or something like that. But I didn't know, man. I didn't know enough. You got a second solo SAG Award nomination for 2013's The Butler. I don't know who's in The Butler, man. Lee Daniels, The Butler? Keeping the nature theme rolling. What star from Rogue One and Black Panther named his son Ocean? Chadwick Boseman? I don't think Chadwick Boseman was in Rogue One. Now that I thought about it for 1 second. What star? Michael B. Jordan? I'm trying to draw a connection between these two movies. And I'm not drawing a connection. I'm gonna type Chadwick Boseman, but I don't know. Oh, Forrest Whitaker. That makes way more sense, man. That was gettable. Yeah. I forgot. He's in Rogue One as the guy. Doesn't he have... He has like his own Gom job or something, right? He's got like a cat that when the cat looks at you, you can't help but tell the truth. It's a squid? Yeah, something like that. It's been a while. I have no idea what you're talking about, man. People are just typing stuff in all chat. Is anybody else here of sound mind? Did a solar flare hit the United States? What's going on in chat? People are typing like curses in all caps. I don't mean curse words like the F word. I mean like they're typing some shit that would normally be written in like hieroglyphics outside of the sarcophagus of Queen Nefertiti or something. Saying shit like Gom Jabor will know the truth. I don't know what the hell that means, man. With 2 classes and some 7,000 species, Onthozoa is a subphylum of what pretty symbiotic sea dwellers? Coral. I need you to reef. Whatever. Stop cursing me in Aramaic, man, and telling me that some shit's going to happen on September 28th, 2031, man. That's spooky. Chicago Pope? Hell yeah, man. Apollo, are you still here? Maybe we should get confirmed, man. Deep dish body of Christ. Could be a vibe. Chibli, are you here? Born Again Christian Summer? Born Again Christian Summer? We've been trying to float what the theme of the summer is going to be. We haven't really come up with a good answer. Here's where we're at. We were originally going to franchise a Five Guys until we found out that it was going to cost... it was going to cost like $750,000 to franchise, and you needed to demonstrate having like $30 million in capital or something like that to keep it going. And we went, it's a little much. So then from there, yesterday he hit me with Golf Cart Summer. I don't even know what it means. It sounds more realistic, but we could become like born again Christians or whatever. So it costs 1 hamburger. I made that joke too. I said 750,000. That should cover about 5 burgers and fries. And then they just hit me with I don't think this is realistic, even though I thought it was quite droll. Whatever. Have we done this? Sort these chains by the number of locations they have worldwide, starting with the most. Subway got passed, right? Didn't they get passed by Starbucks or something? If I had to guess what has the least, I think Papa John's has the least. And I think Pizza Hut and Domino's are right there with them. I actually feel like possibly like KFC comes in here. I think this is it. Subway, Domino's, talk about KFC, Pizza Hut, Papa John's. Boom. Okay, well, we got the top and the bottom. Hot swap them. KFC is like way more. Oh, locations worldwide. Worldwide. That makes sense. People aren't fucking with Papa John's in Mongolia, huh? American people in chat, not everything is America. So true. Also, can I say, I've eaten at KFC in Asia a few times. People are like, it goes crazy. If you think it goes crazy, eat there when you get there. It tastes, I would say 2.5 to 6% better. It's almost exactly the same. It's not, I bet you could tell the difference in a blind taste test, but it's not going from like a 4 out of 10 to a 7. It goes from a 4 out of 10 to like, at the most generous interpretation, it goes 4 to 5. I was laughing because Kate was in a Japanese class, and they for their Christmas party they wanted to do a Japanese style Christmas, which would mean that they order in KFC for the Christmas party. And Kate was like, it's not a big deal, but Kate was trying to explain to her teacher that like in Japan it's kind of like a novelty, but in Canada nobody wants to go to a Christmas party and eat bad food as like a joke. We'd rather just like eat good food. But the teacher was not having it, man. She was like, if we want to immerse ourselves in Japanese culture, we got to get KFC. Kay was like, nobody here likes KFC. It's crazy. Like, I get the idea, but like, she was really committed to it. Was the teacher Japanese? She was. I think she just wanted some KFC, which is fine. KFC is significantly better in Japan. That's why. Here we go. Now we're back to step 0 of the conversation. We got to go through it again. I've got to demonstrate experience by pulling out the I've eaten KFC in Asia card. And then I launch right into the same anecdote again. And then somebody who joins the chat says it's because KFC is much better in Japan. And then I pull out the I used to live in Asia card, and the KFCs were almost exactly the same. And the older I get, the more I really understand what Dr. Manhattan was going through, man. It is better, that's for sure. But it's like better in the same way that like Coke is better than Pepsi. Like they're exactly the same, but one's like if you had to choose. -2, -2, -2. Don't give me -2. Film yourself doing the Pepsi challenge. I just don't buy it. If you think you would fail the Pepsi challenge, which is a blind taste test where they give you a glass of Pepsi and a glass of Coke with a blindfold on, and you got to guess which one's which. If you think you would fail, I believe you. If you think you would get it right 60% of the time, I believe you. If you think you would get it right 100% of the time, you should be a pilot because you are a narcissist. There's no shot you get it 100% of the time. Pepsi is not sweeter. They're both the sweetest thing on the planet. They're both water, sugar, phosphoric acid. That's it. They're nectar. They're hummingbird food. 9 out of 10 easy. We don't need to talk about hypotheticals. Go get 5 cans of each, or I guess it would have to be 10 cans of each. Dude, that's such a... Ricky, take this idea. You're the only American I know. Take this idea and run with it. They've been beefing too long. Let's hash it out on the remix. A 24-pack of soda, 12 cans of Coke, 12 cans of Pepsi. That would be Coke and Pepsi summer? That would be the aura would be crazy, dude. The aura would be crazy. Why are you so proud of this idea? I think it's the first fresh idea in marketing since the Doritos Tacos Locos, man. They could do ads where they're like, the world's too divided, so just for a limited time only, Coke and Pepsi are joining forces. Yeah, they blend the labels together, the logos together. Or yeah, even the cans are 50% Coke, 50% Pepsi. Or the cans are Coke or Pepsi, but the logo is ambiguous. The logo is the melded logo. That's a fucking sick idea, man. That's a sick idea. Why did nobody ever think of that, man? $1 billion idea? That's sick. Sepsis. Poke and sepsis. Dude, people, this would bring back lapsed soda evangelicals that haven't bought soda in like 2 decades. They would be like, just when I thought I was out, they pull me back in. Just this once, Johnny, you can ask me about my affairs. They would be back in, man. I'm embarrassingly excited by this idea. That was disorderly. Let's go juxtastat. Did anyone clip that tirade? What do you mean tirade? We just came up with the greatest idea. We just fucking Don Drapered that shit, man. Pepsi came in to the fucking Madman offices and said, we're getting our asses beat by Coke. John Hamm flipped over an easel that said, sepsis. And he went like this. And they went, holy shit. The world's so divided these days. I mean, the Bay of Pigs, Cuban Missile Crisis, Nikita Khrushchev. Maybe this summer, wouldn't it be nice? We found something we could all agree upon. Sepsis, it's toasted. You could say that again. Anyway, I didn't do Scrandle! Sorry. Higher population weighted mean elevation. What has more mountains per person? Probably the Congo. I don't know. This is what in the Saskatchewan is this gerrymandered district, man? What is this? Speak Spanish at home? I gotta assume it's Reno. Higher percentage of people with a business degree? I don't know, man. I assume that most people in Anchorage are probably working in some kind of primary industry. Or maybe tourism, fishing, tourism, mining maybe. So I'm going to say Montgomery, flea market. Higher percentage of divorced people. I honestly don't even know what rule of thumb I would use for this, to be honest. Like, this is my neck of the woods, kind of. I feel that there's probably a roughly average amount of people divorced in the Fraser Valley Regional District. And I have no idea if there'd be more or less in Ann Arbor, but okay, I have no idea, man. Higher percentage of adults who sleep less than 7 hours. I'm going to say there's a lot of retirees. Well, there's a lot of NYC commuters in here. I feel like Ohio is like, oh, you woke up at 5? I fucking woke up at 4:52. You wouldn't know what that shit's like, bitch. I'm smarter than 60% of the population. What the hell is Chilliwack? You don't know Chilliwack? Ooh, what a night. Everything will be all right. Come on, come and love me tonight. And I'll be yours till the sun comes up. Do-do-do-do-do-do-doom. You don't know? Is that Chilliwack? Chat, VIP Daniel, is that Chilliwack? Baby, that light when you hit my eyes, it really hurts. That's April Wine. Fuck. $11 versus 8. I just had no idea, honestly. Who the hell called Michigan the Bible Belt, by the way? They call it the belt because it's in like the middle. It's like around the waist of the country. I don't think Ann Arbor, Michigan is in the Bible Belt. It might be in the like the Bible necklace or something, but that's the whole country. That's not why they call it the belt. That's why they call it the belt, man. That's why they call them the drink. I was gooning and you were talking about the town I live in. What's going on in Chilliwack, man? You got how many Earls you got there? I've never been to Chilliwack. I've only been as far east as Abbotsford, which is kind of crazy. I mean, I've flown over it, but like 1 Earls. Nos, if he was from the Fraser Valley. 1 Earls, 1 Earls. Never been to Kelowna? I keep trying. I don't mean to be glib. I keep trying, but it's on fire like every summer. And I don't want to go there in the winter because where I live, it doesn't get that cold. And where they live, it gets cold as fuck. So in the summer, I'm like, maybe everyone's like, it's beautiful. You should go. So we make plans like 2 months in advance. Then when it's time to go down there, they're like, don't come. It's on fire. So it's tough, man. Like, I feel for you because we go through the same shit, but like, it makes it real tricky to plan a vacation. The Walmart in Chilliwack makes your phone go roaming when you're inside. That's aura, dude. Like, it doesn't just lose signal. It actually puts you on an international network. That's aura, dude. That's crazy. You're in the fucking Navidson record or something. That's wild. Damn, dude. The steering wheel pretzel? That's sick. I don't care if it does look like they didn't use enough flour. That is sick. But, well, here's what they're both from Bayern München. That's how you know I'd fit in there. They both look pretty good. Now, the currywurst meat pommes frites is more expensive. But a pretzel's not really like a meal no matter how big it is. This is it's got more than one nutrient type in it. So it's tough, man. The pretzel just has aura though. It comes with a ribbon. It's the size of a steering wheel. I still got to go currywurst though, man. I thought it was close. They love the currywurst though. Hot dog, the more penis-shaped the hot dog looks, the less scran it is a rule that I've come up with that has served me well. And this might be the most penis-looking sausage that's ever existed in this game. So I'm going to go with this. Hot dog. This is going to offend the sensibilities of the Scran players because it's a burned bun and you can't even see the sausage. So this is Polish sausage and chips, not to be confused with currywurst. That's the penis sausage. You don't even need to think about it. Don't get in your own way. Now, finally, some real fucking food, man. Bacon cheeseburger with chips, 6 pounds. That's going to Mog buffalo chicken tenders and chips for £9.50. There's a burger bias, man. It didn't Mog it, but we're starting to come up with a mental model. Chicken wrap with loaded fries. Or 10-inch sausage roll. Sausage roll is pretty good, and a 10-inch sausage roll for £3.50 seems pretty good. But I just believe that because this is a more complete meal, despite the expense, it's going to win by a narrow margin. 90% for that shit is crazy. I guess it's not 90% of people are like, that's the best thing I've ever seen. It's like Rotten Tomatoes. They're like, I would eat that. Okay. Chicken wings for £4. With what appears to be a gose, or chicken tenders with waffle fries, hot sauce, and ranch from Will Oldham Athletic. Bonnie Prince Billy type shit. I think this mogs because it has more colors. There's some tough matchups today, though. Not even close. The pizza looks not great, but not horrendous. The tart looks pretty good. Let's go with the lemon tart, man. Burger looks disgusting. Chicken burger looks less disgusting. Oh, 17 versus 13. A perfect score, man. Chicken burger. Chicken burger. The Scrambler. Yes, exactly. Dude, we used all of our rules of thumb there. The penile sausage revulsion theory, the burger polarization theory, i.e., a good-looking burger gets elevated by 20 points for being a burger. A bad-looking burger gets degraded by 20 points for insulting the sacrosanct food of our people. Everything worked, man. Can we circle back around to how you said goze? That's how we say it, man. Goze. Shantae. You better work, bitch. You know what I'm talking about? It's goza. Okay, whatever, Peter Venkman. I don't drink. If you know how to pronounce that shit, you know what kind of glass it's served in, you should call the number. I'm just kidding, but know your limits. Stay within it. That's glib.